side, she got the scoop on the ones to watch, on the ones that's hot. No one can do it quite like Caroline.
Hey, Emily West.
Hi, Caroline.
I'm so excited to have you here.
I'm super pumped to be in a studio. This is news to me, how incredible this is. I thought we were walking into an apartment. I was I'm happy to be here.
Oh, because you thought I was inviting you to my apartment.
I thought we were just going to be chilling, looking at, a voice memo on an iPhone, just talking. That's what so the thing is in life, always shoot low.
Right.
And then you end up in a studio.
Totally. They say set your expectations at 0, right?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But speak positively. I'm
Right.
learning to do that.
Tell me your philosophy on life.
Well, I don't know. I'm in therapy right now.
I love therapy.
It's wonderful.
Love some therapy.
My philosophy on life is the reason why I am in therapy. Okay. So I don't know what that means now. My philosophy on life is I just, just speak truth right now is what I'm trying to do.
I love that.
Speak truth.
What do you feel like your truth is right now?
My truth is don't comment on an Instagram that you're really not genuinely happy about. I mean, I think those little things get to everything. Because then if you're blurred on one thing, then you're going to do that in your life. This is getting really deep.
No, so you're saying you want to be authentic in everything you do. So if you don't social media is such a huge part of our world these days.
It is, and we live in such a polite, everything is great world.
Yes.
And then you start going,
but is it really all great?
Is it all great? And I think the movie Inside Out, I just think that I'm a big sad ballad writer, and I love sadness, but I don't want it to enter into my life. And I don't know, I really don't have any philosophy on life. I just think you need to speak truth and keep a journal and keep a lock on it so people don't find it.
What do you journal about?
It changes. Sometimes sometimes I just test out my handwriting, just to see how that's going.
How is it going?
It's going really well. I like it.
I love it.
And then sometimes I just pretend like I'm Nora Ephron and, pretend that I'm a New Yorker.
I feel like you are totally like a New York movie star. Like Judy Garland meets Liza Minnelli with some Cher.
A little bit of Cher, yeah.
Just so many of those epic entertainers who are not just singers or actresses, but they were the whole thing. I don't know how to describe what they are. Bette Midler, Barbara Streisand.
Vaudeville. And the thing with vaudeville and country music is that they basically tell the truth. I mean, they just, well, hello, a little bit more, And Dolly Parton is vaudeville.
Yes.
She's just a truth teller.
Yes.
With sparkles and...
tatas.
Yeah, tatas. And, I just think that's what vaudeville is. It's just a little bit more, hello. And, anyway.
How did you learn how to do all those voices?
Oh, I think from boredom and me just maybe being shy. I started off really shy as a little girl, and I did a lot of watching people. I remember I couldn't wait to be 46 when I was 5 because
I
invented a character that was like, hello, honey, and she did a talk show, and she was, hello. Well, right now we're with Cher. Cher came on the show. It's on my Instagram.
What did Cher she have to say?
Well, that was my best friend Mackenzie, and she was like, and she hardly had she was just Cher. She hardly spoke. She was a diva. But Joni Katsopoulos had big boobs, and she was Greek, and she was, hello, But I couldn't wait to be old when I was young.
I saw you post a picture, and you're like in all these like jackets with pearls and pearl earrings. You're like, when I was 5, I was going on 56.
Yeah, I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to be 56 because they knew what they wanted, and I don't know, I got to hide in myself in that little shyness, in my shy girlness. And then I just think I did a lot of observing with people. And then I watched Oprah one day.
Love Oprah.
And there was a girl on there doing an impersonation of a baby's crying, of a baby crying. So then I started doing that. I'm like, man, I could be famous if that just
She got
happened.
famous from crying like a baby?
Mm-hmm. And doing a chicken noise, which I couldn't do. But then also with Patsy Cline, I was in a pageant because my sister was in a pageant, and I was super jealous of my sister. And I was 8 years old. We were in Muscatine, Iowa, at the Holiday Inn. And my mom said, what are you going to do for your talent? And I said, I'm going to sing Patsy Cline. She had no idea that I could sing. But I just basically imitated Patsy Cline for like 5 years. And then
like exactly how she sang.
Yeah, and I just started imitating voices. So, and I still imitate voices, but now I'm kind of trying to figure out who I am, which is why I'm in therapy.
Which is the best place to be when trying to figure out where to go.
Right.
You know?
Or just make it a gift that maybe you're unboxable and you're genreless and make that your gift.
I
which is
actually
what I'm
think you
trying
are
to do.
genreless. I think you need a TV show. But speaking of genres, let's talk about the beginning, because you started your whole career in country music. Which to me, you are country, but you are so much more than country too. So how did you pick country music as the genre?
Well, that's a great question. And I remember I just loved Faith Hill, when that first record came out.
But you've done Broadway and New York and all that too.
I've never seen but one Broadway. I've only seen one Broadway in my life. And I've only watched 3 musicals. Funny Girl, Sound of Music, and Mary Poppins, really. But I think country music at the time, it was just, I loved it. It was 90s country, and I just love good music. And then I moved here, and then they started singing about tractors and tight jeans, and I was trying to morph into that, but then I was like, I can't.
But that was going against your soul.
Yeah.
Because you came out in 2008,
2008, yeah.
With Rocks in Your Shoes.
Rocks in Your Shoes.
Which I loved that video. It was very positive.
Stephen Shepard directed that video. And I did wear Spanx where it kind of cut me off. So there was a lot of money us trying to stop the Spank line. But all my girlfriends came out to Vancouver to shoot that video. And they're like, oh, I love that you did that. Was that in Franklin? No, that was in Vancouver. We wasted $100,000 in Vancouver. We should have gone to Franklin.
But it looked great.
Thank you.
How'd you pick Vancouver?
I don't know. The record business had money at the time, and they chose that.
Right? That's when they were dropping it like it was hot.
They were dropping it like it was hot.
So when you came out in 2008, Rocks in My Shoes, Rocks in Your Shoes or Rocks in My Shoes? Rocks in
everyone's shoes.
Rocks in everyone's
shoes. Rocks in Your Shoes, which was essentially about feeling sorry for yourself and not walking around with rocks in your shoes, which is what I'm living now. Isn't that ironic?
Explain that.
Well, it's kind of funny, like, I guess you got to make a choice. When it hits the fan, you can get a little down or get a little mad. When there's stones in the road, there's only one thing to do. You got to learn to walk with rocks in your shoes. Maybe that should be a Broadway.
Rocks in Your Shoes. Maybe you should write a Broadway musical inspired on your life.
Yeah.
It would be very good.
Yeah.
Did you have disappointment when it happened? And then you released Blue Sky with Keith Urban singing on it. And that song is one of the best songs I have personally ever heard in my entire life. And to me, if I was you, I would have a little bit of frustration because you have more talent than most people have in their pinky finger. And you have this record label, at that time you were with Capitol, and you're putting out these songs. And it's like, it didn't go to where I think it should have gone, which was #1, and like broken you into country superstardom like I feel like you should have been. And if I was you, I would be upset because you are so talented. How do you deal with those feelings and things not working out as planned?
Well, I think, at the time, I was just trying to keep my head above water, just trying to not be the girl that was mad at that time, which was a long time ago. And now I'm looking back and I am frustrated because it was, I didn't have a college education. I moved to, graduated high school, had no idea how to pay bills, and then I got this record label. And so that's all I knew was being on that label. So I didn't have enough courage to walk away. And then they didn't have enough courage to let me go because I was pretty great.
Let's just be honest. Let's be real.
And just on my side, I was a lot of people. So I would go in and I would write with these writers that were all very different, 3 times a day writing a song.
You wrote 3 times a day?
Yeah, like I was crazy.
Out of inspiration?
No, I was told I had attention deficit disorder, and I got on this pill that just made me crazy, that wanted to write all the time. And every idea was great, but then you look back and you're like, oh my gosh, this song is awful. But I was just kind of burnt out, but I loved everything that I brought in because I wanted them to. So I worked a lot with hype. And basically, I just was so many people and they didn't know what to do with me. So it was really hard. And on their end, they did the best that they could with what was given to them, with all that I was giving to them.
So what did you give them? What kind of material did you give them?
I gave them a really great record with outside songs that some I wrote and some I didn't. And, I got a lot of incredible things out of it. Keith Urban sang with me on Blue Sky,
Was
which
that
I
one
wrote
of the
with Gary
best
Burr.
experiences?
Yeah, like actually there was a big label head that said, I don't think that you should call Keith urban, because I was like, that's when people were, they were associating celebrities with trying to get famous. And I was like, well, he's not only a celebrity, he's amazing. My mom gave me this plaque that said, trust your crazy ideas, which can be dangerous sometimes.
But also worth it.
Worth it. And so I emailed him, and he heard the song, and 10 minutes later he goes, I would be honored to sing with you on this exquisite song. Those are the words that he used, which just credits him just for being amazing and an artist that he is. And he does what he wants, and he believes in what is truth, and I really still believe in that song. And it was nominated for Vocal Event of the Year. And we lost to James Taylor and Zach Brown, which I can say is fine. You know?
But I'm saying that song, I would sing it for all of you guys, but you should, can you? What part?
The weatherman says it's gonna rain tonight, the kind of storm where the basement floods and you lose the lights. You should have thought of that before, 'cause I'm not your blue sky anymore.
And that's
We're going from sad girl to the singer. That's so hard.
You did a great transition.
I have borderline personality disorder in the best of ways.
I love that about you. I think that's what makes you great. Because you have all these personalities, but they're all you.
Stop. What if I just came out with should I look at the camera?
You can look anywhere you want.
Okay, perfect.
Any personality can talk to anybody that she wants.
Any personality can talk to any camera that it wants.
We're all
to.
here for you.
Okay.
But honestly, that song is one of the best songs I have ever heard. The emotion is so real. Your voice is so incredible.
Thank you. That was a special song. That really was. I mean, we talk about truth and stuff, and sometimes I find myself trying to be clever in my songwriting, or just trying to be, well, the cotton man was at my door. I'm like, what does that mean? Like, you can say anything. By the way, the cotton man was at my door. I just made up. I don't, it's like not a real truth.
Yeah.
But there's some things that I look and I go, this does not make any sense. Am I trying to be one of these indie people that just, but that song was like, that was a truth. I'm proud of it. So thank you.
It felt real. Who in your core, when you think, you said you're in therapy trying to figure it all out right now, but when you think about, and you posted a picture too, and actually I wrote the quote down because I thought it was so good. You said,
keep your legs closed and your heart open.
Well, you said, whenever I have too many voices telling me who I am, which is a lot, I look at this little nugget. She knows who she is.
Yeah.
So who is that little nugget? Who is Emily West, in your opinion?
Well, Emily Nemmers is that girl. Emily West is the performer, and Emily Nemmers is usually the girl that you should pay attention to, which everyone talks about. Like, just go to what the little girl wants.
What does she have to say?
Be true. Like, if you don't like something, speak up. And I think in this polite world that we live in, we're chose to just pick your battles, which is good to pick your battles. But I think that essentially you just need to say, hey, please stop doing that. It's getting on my nerves. That helps with so many things. Like, I'm not going to do that song because
It doesn't feel
I
true
don't
to
want little girls to hear the F word, or it just bleeds into every part of you. So I just think that when you're little, you follow your heart before someone tells you to stop doing that. And so trust your crazy ideas and just be authentic, which that word is so thrown out, and vulnerability is thrown out, and being healthy is thrown out. Those words get on my nerves. But basically, do what you want to do and be around good people that bring out the best in you. And Be Codependent No More.
Is that a good book?
Yeah, it's a great book. It's a great book.
If you had to pick one genre to belong to, or one style of music to sing forever, where would you settle into?
The business part of me says country music.
What does Emily Nimmer's little girl say?
Well, music is genre, and that's another word I don't like. I just prefer to stay out of genre. I say that just cut beautiful music. I think that's what Chris Stapleton does. I think that he has been given this monstrous, incredible voice that could have been told to, could you please stop using all that
And it probably
loudness?
was told.
It was told, and I was told to stop using so much vibrato, so therefore I became the singer that doesn't sing, just the sexy talker in songs.
Yeah.
And because sonically, when you sing in a studio and then when you sing out loud to a crowd, you have to use different voices. So therefore, it can do a number on your mind of what to do. But I mean, my genre is like, I don't know, it's out of the box. And it's essentially, I kind of want to cut a country music record one day, like a really beautiful, authentic country record that is just saying truth. But right now it's being Barbara Streisand and Judy Garland and a torch singer, bringing the torch singer back.
I love it.
And the record that we're releasing now is...
Yeah, let's talk about those songs.
Okay. Yeah. So I made this record with Daniel Tashin, and he got out a big whiteboard and was like, tell me what you want everyone to feel when you listen to it.
Exactly.
And I said, I want people to have sex to it. I want people to drive their car to it, throw dinner parties to it, drink wine and be alone to it. Because it's it's a melancholy kind of cinematic,
You said
theatrical.
Disney.
Dark Disney.
Disney.
It's a dark Disney. And I love Disney music. Sleeping Beauty, like I still have this weird fairy tale Grey Gardens situation in my mind that I'm trying to hunker down with. But it's just it's like a fantasy record I've always wanted to make. And I think we're just not going to overthink it. It's just a pretty record. I like to listen to it still.
Yeah. Tell me about the songs. What do they mean to you? Because one of them's "Don't Go to Paris Alone."
Don't ever go to Paris when you're lonely.
What a perfect. What a perfect sentence.
It's a sentence that my friend Rosie Golan says a lot to her friends because she goes to Paris a lot, and I wrote it with her and Daniel. And she just says, don't ever go to Paris when you're lonely, because it's the most beautiful city on the planet, and you will feel like shit if you go. And I'm like, I actually really love to feel melancholy alone in a city. Yeah,
feeling?
I do. I actually really enjoy being alone and drinking wine and just kind of feeling sorry for myself.
What do you love about that feeling? Is that what brings the great music for you?
Yeah, I mean, I just think there's something really beautiful about a girl reading a book and drinking a glass of pink wine and judging lovers and being mad about it, but also hopeful because maybe one day I'll find that person. And I kind of love that. I thrive on that. But it's also, at the end of the verse, I struggled with this because it says a lot of puns that say, jump off the Eiffel, give the tourists an eyeful. So it's dark Disney. It's this beautiful dark Disney kind of story. And, it's drama. We like drama.
And when you also, after the country thing, I want to wrap up the country section for a second though. Were you ever upset with how it played out for you?
Absolutely.
How do you deal with those feelings? Like, what does it make you feel when you see these people who literally don't have the talent that you have at all? And I know you're not in an egotistical way. You just have this talent. It's just who you are.
Well, I mean, I think that the thing that I don't have, the gift that I don't have is, back then, I have it now, is applying yourself and trusting the process and trusting your team. And I was really scared at that time. So I overperformed in all the wrong places, and I really didn't trust myself. So therefore, I did a lot of self-sabotaging.
How so?
In a way where I just overdid it with, trying to be the girl that told inappropriate jokes at radio conventions, and just hello. It's just like you just stop for a second and just And I think that inner peace has come back. But I also feel like I'm just super hard on myself, and I'm a perfectionist, and I think that's gone away too with some help and time. But I dealt with it really passive-aggressively when it was dropped. I was on my way to the Opry when I got dropped.
How was that performance?
And the record label, and the guy called me, and he goes, we're going to have to let you go. And I go, well, let me ask you a question. How much money do you think you spent on me? I said, is it over $1 million, you think? He goes, oh, absolutely. I go, so you're saying I'm worth over $1 million? Anything to get me out of the set. I was kind of passive-aggressive about it, but, that's how I processed it. And, we're all here for a reason, and, God's working everywhere, so.
I know, but it's like, that's the part, I believe that everything, like you said, happens for a reason to get you to the experiences that you need to experience. So then, finally, one day, it all makes perfect sense. But to me, I get disappointed when I feel like beautiful works of art and really talented people aren't I have, you said set your expectations at 0, but I accidentally get expectations for art that I love. And I like want it to go to a place in my mind that I think it deserves to go. And when it doesn't, I find it frustrating.
Well, I'm not really good with the business aspect of that. Like, and that's where, I'm really good, especially in the world of social media. We're really going there, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, I think everyone is trying to be famous. I did a show recently at 3rd and Lindsley, and I was just, a lot of my songs are ballad, and we're giving it the space that it deserves instead of just being like, look at me, I'm good, look at this line, I'm good. It's like there's some space in it, and we're respecting that space, and a lot of people in the audience were just, taking selfies. We live in a selfie. It wasn't my crowd, but it was kind of, oh man, everyone wants to be famous. So it's hard to really be an artist and just go, okay, well, this is what's happening. Does that make any sense?
Well, it's just that people are almost disconnected from experiencing things because they're all doing it through the lens of a phone.
Yeah, like if you experience anything great, you're like, I got to get my phone out. You
if
can't
it's
just
happening,
trust
I have
the
to
moment.
document this.
Yeah,
you
can't just trust the moment. And I'm learning to do that, just because that's a memory I'm going to hold in my heart forever. Like, you're not going to look at your Instagram going, this is the time where I lost my mind. But I'm not, because I was too busy getting a filter on it. I didn't feel the beautiful moment.
I hear you. And that is totally where we are these days.
Yeah. So we're all just trying to figure out where the world is going right now, and I'm super hard on it.
Does the world break your heart?
Oh, I think anything that you worship breaks your heart. That doesn't have any boundaries to it. I think you can make something your slave, and if it does, it's not out of your ego gets in the way. Yeah, it breaks your heart if you're not healthy.
You posted something too where you said you love new chapters and change, and like you like it when you see a tree that's been clipped because it lets you know that new growth is coming.
Wow.
Explain that thought to me.
That's called pruning. It's hard to change as a human, and it's hard to look at your past and go, where am I in this? What have I done to make this situation shitty? And what can I change to make it not shitty anymore? And that's what I'm asking myself now, and it's called pruning. And anytime I pass a tree that's been cut, it's super ugly, and it's just this blunt, looks like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to cut my hair because I want my hair to be super long. I'm going to have to get it cut though. But it's going to get prettier if you do.
Right.
And a tree just kind of looks like that, and then all of a sudden these little things start growing, and then all the rest start becoming beautiful. And it's change, and it's really hard to do that if you're getting off a habit that you used to help you, or coping
mechanisms.
Coping mechanisms
I keep finding new ones that I have that I didn't even know I was doing.
Yeah.
And it's hard to like retrain and wire your brain.
It's really hard. And just have patience and kindness with yourself in that process. So that's why I post that. And what a beautiful question. Thank you. I forgot that I did that.
Yeah, well, I just thought that was great because I'm all about evolving all the time, especially, and I told you earlier before we started this interview, people who have talent like you have, who have been through the ringer, yet still are fighting for that talent because it is your work on this earth. Like, this is your calling, this is why you are here. And I thought it was awesome when you finally got a little bit of the world recognition that you needed going on America's Got Talent. I mean, I want you to live on a show like that. For me, I feel like you need your own TV show where you just live and you sing these songs. Tell me about that. Was that one of the greatest moments where you're like, finally, I'm getting the stage because you need to be on a stage.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think that God prepped me for that whole moment because honestly, I was not and I hate the word healthy, but I wasn't in a good state of mind when that was going on.
What was your state of mind?
It was, when I went to New York, I just had to get away from my family.
Oh, yeah, you moved away.
I had to get away from Nashville.
You packed up.
I packed up. I never went back.
Tell me about that. You just went on a trip to New York?
I went on a trip. I got an opportunity to sing for the Beatles' 50th anniversary at the Apollo Theater in Harlem. And I just packed a bigger bag than I should have packed, and I never went back. I got a job the next day. And
Where did you start working?
At a boutique called Goldie Mac. And they hated me there because I don't know how to work. I can't do anything but sing.
Because you're a singer.
I just, like I might have to get a job here soon, but I'm like, I'm awful. Don't hire me. Like, don't. But yeah, so I just tried to survive. I sold my car. My parents were like, what are you doing? And they were worried about me. I am pretty surprised that I didn't get mugged or killed, honestly, because I was like, when you're alone and life is making you lonely, you can always go. Like, I'm the girl that threw her hat in the air. Hello, New York.
Did you feel alive? Was it a freedom moment for you?
Yeah, my friend Alice was like, in order to be a New Yorker, you must act like a New Yorker. Otherwise, you will get attacked.
So did you act like one?
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, I gotta do this. And I pretended to be a New Yorker.
You're almost like living in a movie, huh?
Yes, but there's no cameras.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
I live all my life like the cameras around me, but that's the sad thing.
You're prepping.
Yeah.
So you get to New York. Did you audition for America's Got Talent? How did that happen?
I went to New York essentially to just get away from everyone, to be Bette Midler and be in a movie that no cameras were watching me.
Right.
And then I was desperate, and I posted this really weird Facebook post, and so many beautiful people
I think I liked
reached
that
out.
post.
Yeah, like I had like so many comments going, Emily, oh my gosh. And through that Facebook post, all these beautiful angels connected me to Lee Danae, who was doing A&R for America's Got Talent, and I didn't like reality shows. I thought they could edit you to make you look like an idiot. I already had a record label that dropped me. I was in my 30s. I was like, they're gonna make me look like a complete loser. I'll do it. And so I'll do it. I don't trust. So I just trusted it. I trusted it, and I was desperate, and I needed an opportunity. And I was like, okay. So then I moved back, and I moved back in with my parents, and then they kept flying me back, and they taped every vulnerable thing that they could.
What
and I
were
was
some
like,
of the ones they caught?
me living with my parents, and me putting on red lipstick in my mom's bathroom, and me driving my dad's car, and me asking the guy at the gas station, can I borrow $20, because I had no money. And it was like in a really like weird time in my life. But that's what the dreamer does.
That is what the dreamer does.
That's what the dreamer does.
Never gives up on the dream.
Yeah.
So you get on the show, and then you're singing songs like Chandelier.
Broke, by the way. I was completely broke, singing, I want this. I looked rich, but I was
But you
broke.
had this one dress that was as big as a room.
You
a
can
red
try
dress.
it on. You can
You
try
still
it on.
have it?
I have it, yeah.
Like probably a whole village of people could have lived under that dress. It was so
and
big.
they did, in other ways. I'm just kidding. You know me.
Emily, I
Follow your dreams.
freaking love you. So you're standing on this huge stage. Howard Stern's your boyfriend at this point because he like loves you, right?
Yeah, he does.
Y'all have a connection. What is that connection?
Well, it just, he liked me a lot.
Yeah.
And
Would you date Howard Stern?
no, because he's married.
Right.
And, but yeah, I enjoyed the validation because that's an addiction of mine is praise. And I love you because you're praising me a lot right now.
But it's because your talent, I don't even think it's you needing an addiction of praise. I think it's just that you have this talent that needs to be heard and like needs to be recognized because it's so good. That's how I feel it is. It's like not even you, it's like this gift from God that you have been given. Do you believe in callings?
I
and
do.
things like
I
that?
actually really do. I think I've just learned this, like it is a responsibility when you have been given a gift, like, and people that have helped you with your gift, and people, you asking me to be here, like, is a gift. And
I feel like it's a gift that you're here.
Daniel Tashin wanting to make a record on me, and Lee Danae and Daryl Brown, and reaching out, it's all aligned, and I do believe that God isn't some like whispering, East Nashville bearded white man that's cartooned up in the sky. It's people, and you are, when you're given a gift and you're given the people and the stars align, you should follow that, and there's an incredible responsibility. But if you put your ego to it, that's when things get bad.
I agree.
And that's when you start overthinking and getting in your head, and it becomes too much yours where you get controlled, and it's just not good. But if you're just remaining grateful and appreciative, I really do feel like you have the best time.
It's hard to do that. It's hard to learn
Really?
that sometimes, right?
It is. And also, like, just fight for what you want. It's just about communicating and saying the truth, like the little nut, the Emily Nemmer's nut.
I love it.
Yeah.
Did America's Got Talent validate you? Did it give you a sense of like validation and also put you in a light where you can sing what you want to sing?
Yeah, and it changed my view of like, okay, you can do whatever you want, you know? You can take a song and make it yours, you know, make a cover song yours. They did want me to do a Justin Bieber song. Bieber? Justin Bieber, that's my new name.
Yeah.
The female Justin Bieber. I didn't connect with it, so therefore you say no.
Yeah,
because
you said no. Were you confident enough to say no?
I said no.
And then what'd you do instead?
I didn't actually like the Chandelier song when I first listened to it. Can you believe
killed
that?
that song.
Well, I mean, I had a problem with the counting in the pop genre. I was just really, I was in a negative place, but I got my niece in the car. I'm like, I hate pop counting song. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But then I broke down the lyric and I'm like, this is actually my life. And wow.
And
like,
you
beautiful.
Killed that song. Every performance you did, I mean, I watched the whole season. I was like, holy cow, this is where you belong. On a stage full of tons of people in beautiful ball gowns singing those songs.
Yeah, that was fun. It really was fun.
It was so fun. And I feel like, is that kind of what your new EP is? Like those songs, those dramatic songs?
Yeah, it is, but then it's also like everything I love about music in kind of a cinematic sense. I'm not really singing with that hamburger voice that, I call it hamburger voice because there's a tendency when you hit those rich high notes, you can go a little too vaudeville. This is me just kind of saying things in a beautiful way with beautiful orchestra backing me, AKA a keyboard.
Hey, let's hear your first single off the new album.
I would love that.
Talk to me a little bit about this song and let's play a little bit.
Symphonies. Wrote this with Daniel Tashin and Rosie Golan, and I'm a sucker for great melodies telling me horrible things and truth. And the video, I just spit, and the video is super sad and beautiful and funny.
What's the video about?
It's my life. It's me waking up and then me pouring coffee and then me taking a bath and then me working on my one-woman show.
We get a nip slip?
You should.
I hope we do.
My areola says hello in the video. If you look close, and then I go out like Alice in Wonderland, and then I shut my door, and then the chorus happens, and then the lights go down, and I escape into this fantasy of how I think things are. And
what's the fantasy look like?
The fantasy looks where I'm just gorgeous in my robe singing, but then it goes back to being reality again, and then the other verse happens, and it's just life. It's a life.
I'm so
story.
ready for your show to exist all the time. Just you.
Well, come on in my car and we'll do some selfies and follow me on Instagram.
I do. It's entertainment. Okay, so here we go. Symphonies. Let's have a little listen.
Teal Audio's newest speaker line, the Aurora Livestream speakers, are designed to fit seamlessly into your home with its wide range of connectivity. To check out the latest speaker line, go to tealaudio.com.
I've been walking low, dragging my feet like they're made of stone. I've been drinking a lot, crossing the T's on forget-me-nots. I've been hanging around like a kid outside of a show. Maybe I let myself down, but someday I know, someday I know that I'm gonna hear symphonies when he kisses me. Oh, and maybe I'll finally feel the high. I'll see the colors I've never seen. I'm not doing anything, so why not tonight?
Oh, Emily.
Is that going to air where we're just listening to it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that felt like A&R time.
Yeah, right? Just know how to really sit there and listen
Yeah,
to
they
songs.
just listen to it.
But that is a great song.
Oh, thank you.
And that's your sweet spot.
Yeah, it's a sweet little song. It's more than a sweet little song. It's a Barbara Streisand song.
Oh, one day you're going to duet with her. But you already duetted with Cyndi Lauper.
I did. Oh my gosh.
She's like your girl, right?
She is a real truth teller. She said, okay, so I went to a Cyndi Lauper concert when she was in Nashville, and it was before I moved to New York, and I was really making some choices.
Before y'all were friends, right?
Before we were friends. No, I was on Celebrity Apprentice.
Right.
Remember when the President of the United States went off on my skin?
What did he say on your skin?
Oh my goodness, he just was like, we need to do some airbrushing on her. I'm like, I like that I had cystic acne when I was young. I grew my personality.
What was he like?
I didn't meet him, but I called his son Junior the whole time. And anyways, that's where we became friends. And she said, anyway, so I went to her concert, and she was like, I said, Cyndi, I'm in the middle of making some tough choices right now, and I need you to give me some advice. I don't know why I said that to her, but I felt brave enough to say. She goes, kid, you don't need to get scared. All you got to do is take some spirit dancing classes. Don't be afraid. Moving on.
What's a spirit dancing class?
Just take some spirit dance. You'll be free enough to just get out of your head. Like, is what she was saying.
So she's saying get out of your head and let the talent just do the talking.
Just do your thing. Don't worry about, just sing and don't worry about it. Which I thought was great advice.
Did you apply it?
I wish that was in Proverbs. Just take some spirit dancing classes. Thou shalt take spirit.
Truly, get out of your own way.
Yeah, get out of your own head. Make music and let it go where it's supposed to.
That's pretty amazing. Okay, so you're going to give us a little bit of some Emily West, whatever comes out, a cappella, it can be some of your alter egos. We need a little stand-up Emily West. But before we do that, can you leave some light? I like to end my interviews with leave some light, leave some inspiration of how you've been inspired or how you want to inspire other people.
This is so good. Let's read my journal entries with my good handwriting. How to be, Daniel Tashin really was such a light in making this record, and he just, I think we can all have, as artists, we all have a tendency to just be over proud and perfectionists, and he didn't overthink it. He let me fly, and he just said, sing, and then he took the vocal. I didn't have to sing it over and over, and it was just freeing.
He took the real vocal, because sometimes when you're
the
recording
first take,
songs,
he took all those are first takes, and
wow,
that I think that there's some power in just trusting the first take, and
wow,
and that just trust yourself and stop and take some spirit dancing classes. I think that's light enough.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, can you maybe have some spirit dancing exhibits coming out of you now?
Honestly, no is my answer. I don't really feel it right now. I'm shy. I don't know. I feel like I've said enough. Okay. Fine, I'll do it. Don't you love how I said no and then I changed?
I did. Because, and if you want to say no, you can say no, girl.
Well, part of me really does, but the personality disorder in me is coming out, so.
Okay, well, let's take it to the stage then and see what happens.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so I'm super pumped.
Me too.
Because now you're just going to give us the gift of Emily West. Whatever you want to sing, say, it all. The stage is yours.
Okay.
Okay, great.
I'm on the Caroline show. I don't know what I'm singing, but I'm gonna try my best to show you that I'm talented because of all the things that we talked about sitting there on the blue couch on the Caroline show. Thank you so much. Okay. For my first number, I will sing you a song that is very depressing. Sometimes he does it, he don't even know. That's when he catches me off guard. He pulls his jacket on and he says, we've gotta go. I've fallen hard. Comes home with sunburns on his shoulders. I love the way he mows the yard. What will he be like when he's older? Ooh, I've fallen, fallen, fallen hard. He brings me violets and daffodils he stole from someone else's yard. He smiles at me and you know it kind of kills. He is always breaking my heart. I'm in the kitchen, lonely cleaning up the place. He's out drinking in a bar. All my friends all ask me how I got these bruises on my face. I say it's from falling, falling, falling hard. Ooh, from falling, falling, falling hard. From falling, falling, falling hard.
Wow! Emily West, you are freaking a talent show.
Thank you,
Just
darling.
one of the greatest talents ever. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Everyone get this EP, Symphonies.
I gotta knock out the rent, so buy it.
Symphonies, Emily West. You're the best. Thank you for joining me on Hyper Caroline Hobby Podcast. Eurovision.